Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we're all about living healthier, happier, and wiser as we embrace our golden years. I'm so thrilled to have you here today because we're diving into a topic that's super important for anyone over 70 or, honestly, anyone who wants to age with vitality and joy. Today's video is called For Foods Doctors Warn You Should Avoid After 70, and trust me, it's not what you expect. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another list of foods I can't eat? Come on. But hear me out. This isn't about deprivation or boring diets. It's about making smart choices that help you feel energized, keep your body strong, and maybe even add a few extra years to your life. I've spent a lot of time researching what doctors and experts say about aging well. And I'm sharing this with you like I'd share advice with a close friend over a cup of coffee. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a glass of water or tea, if that's your thing, and let's talk about these 4 foods you might want to rethink after 70. Before we jump in, if you find this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button with the bell icon so you don't miss any of our tips for living your best life. All right, let's get started. Why food choices matter more after 70. As we get older, our bodies change. Yep, it's just part of the journey. Our metabolism slows down. Our digestive system might get a little pickier. And our immune system could use a bit more TLC. That's why what we eat becomes so important. It's not just about staying slim or looking good. It's about feeling good, staying active, and keeping our minds sharp. I mean, who doesn't want to be that vibrant grandparent, chasing after their grandkids, or enjoying a morning walk with friends? Doctors say that after 70, certain foods can put extra stress on our bodies, even ones we've eaten forever, without a second thought. And no, I'm not talking about the obvious culprits, like donuts or soda, though moderation is key with those, right? The 4 foods we're covering today might surprise you because they're often seen as healthy or normal. But for folks over 70, they can quietly cause issues if you're not careful. Let's break them down, one by one. Number 1, processed meats, the hidden trouble in your sandwich. First up, processed meats. I'm talking about things like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, and even that pepperoni on your pizza. Now, I know these are staples for a lot of us. Maybe you grew up with a Sunday breakfast of bacon and eggs, or you love a good turkey sandwich for lunch. I get it. Those foods feel like comfort, like home. But here's the thing. Doctors are waving a big red flag about processed meats, especially as we age. Why? Well, processed meats are loaded with sodium, preservatives, and sometimes nitrates, which can mess with your blood pressure and heart health. After 70, our hearts don't need any extra strain. Studies, like ones from the American Heart Association, point out that eating too many processed meats can raise your risk of heart disease and even certain cancers, like colorectal cancer. Plus, all that sodium can make your body hold on to water, which isn't great for your kidneys or your joints. Now, I'm not saying you have to swear off bacon forever. Life's too short for that. But maybe swap it out a few times a week for something gentler on your body, like grilled chicken, fresh fish, or even plant-based proteins, like beans or lentils. For example, instead of a ham sandwich, try a hummus wrap with veggies. It's just as tasty and way kinder to your heart. Here's a little story. My friend Susan, who's 72, used to love her daily salami sandwich, but she started feeling sluggish, and her doctor warned her about her sodium levels. She switched to fresh turkey and avocado wraps, and she says she's got more energy now than she did at 60. Small changes, big difference. Number 2, sugary drinks. Not just soda, but sneaky culprits too. Next on the list, sugary drinks. And I'm not just talking about cola or sweet tea, though those count. This also includes things like flavored coffee drinks, sports drinks, and even some of those healthy fruit juices you see at the store. I know. Sometimes a cold soda on a hot day feels like heaven, or that morning latte with extra syrup is your treat. But after 70, sugary drinks can be a bigger problem than you might think. Here's why doctors are concerned. Sugary drinks spike your blood sugar fast, which can be tough on your body if you're dealing with insulin resistance or diabetes. And a lot of us are at risk for that as we age. Plus, they're often empty calories, meaning they don't give you any real nutrition. Over time, too much sugar can lead to weight gain, inflammation, and even memory issues, which is the last thing we want when we're trying to stay sharp. But here's the sneaky part. Even drinks labeled as natural or organic can be loaded with sugar. Take fruit juice, for instance. A glass of orange juice might sound healthy, but it can have as much sugar as a soda. You're better off eating a whole orange. You get the fiber, the vitamins, and it fills you up more. So what's the alternative? Water is your best friend. Jazz it up with a slice of lemon or cucumber if you want some flavor. Herbal teas are great too, hot or iced. And if you're craving something sweet, try a smoothie with fresh berries and unsweetened almond milk. My neighbor Tom, who's 75, started carrying a water bottle everywhere instead of grabbing sodas, and he swears it's helped his joints feel less stiff. Plus, he's saving money, win-win. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with a friend who might need to hear this. It really helps spread the word, and I'd love to keep bringing you more advice like this. Number 3, white bread and refined grains, the comfort food trap. All right, food number 3, white bread and refined grains. This includes things like white sandwich bread, bagels, pasta, and even some crackers or cereals that seem harmless. Now, I'm not here to ruin your morning toast or your spaghetti night. I love a good bowl of pasta as much as anyone. But doctors say that after 70, these refined grains can do more harm than good. Here's the deal. White bread and refined grains are stripped of most of their fiber and nutrients during processing. They turn into sugar in your body pretty quickly, which can mess with your blood sugar and leave you feeling tired instead of energized. Plus, without fiber, they don't do much to keep your digestive system happy. And let's be honest, keeping things moving smoothly is a priority as we get older, right? There's also the inflammation factor. Research, like studies from Harvard, shows that eating too many refined grains can increase inflammation in your body, which can make joint pain worse or raise your risk for chronic diseases. And for a lot of us, those aches and pains are already enough to deal with. So what can you do instead? Switch to whole grains. Whenever you can, think whole wheat bread, brown rice, quinoa, or even oats for breakfast. These keep you fuller longer, help with digestion, and give your body the nutrients it needs. For example, instead of white pasta, try whole grain, or even veggie-based noodles like zucchini spirals. My cousin Linda, who's 71, started making her own oatmeal muffins instead of buying white bagels, and she says her stomach feels so much better. One tip: when you're shopping, check the label. Look for 100% whole grain or whole wheat as the first ingredient, not just wheat flour. That's usually just a fancy way of saying white flour. Small swaps like this can make a huge difference over time. Number 4, high-sodium canned soups, a cozy meal with a catch. Last but not least, let's talk about canned soups. I know they're so convenient, especially on a chilly day when you just want something warm and easy. Chicken noodle, tomato, cream of mushroom. They feel like a hug in a bowl. But doctors are telling us to be cautious with canned soups after 70. And here's why. Most canned soups are packed with sodium, sometimes more than half your daily limit, in just one serving. Too much sodium can raise your blood pressure, which is a big concern as we age because it puts stress on your heart and kidneys. It can also make you feel bloated or sluggish, which isn't exactly the vibe we're going for. And if you're already dealing with things like high blood pressure or heart issues, those soups can make it harder to stay on track. Another thing, some canned soups have additives or thickeners that aren't great for your digestion. After 70, our stomachs can get a bit more sensitive, so we want to keep things as gentle as possible. Now, I'm not saying you have to ditch soup altogether. Soup is awesome. Instead, try making your own at home. Easier than you think. Just toss some veggies, beans, and low-sodium broth into a pot, and you've got a meal that's hearty and healthy. Or if you're buying canned, look for low-sodium or no-salt added versions and jazz them up with your own spices or fresh herbs. I remember my friend Robert, who's 73, used to rely on canned soups for lunch every day. His doctor told him his sodium was through the roof, so he started making big batches of vegetable soup on Sundays to last a week. He says it's tastier, cheaper, and he feels so much lighter. Plus, he's got fun experimenting with new recipes. Before we wrap up, I want to share a few extra tips to make these changes easier. First, focus on variety. Eat the rainbow with fruits and veggies to get all those vitamins and antioxidants. Second, don't skip protein. It's key for keeping your muscles strong. Think eggs, fish, nuts, or yogurt. Third, stay hydrated. Sometimes we forget to drink enough water as we age, but it's a game changer for energy and digestion. And here's a big one. Listen to your body. If something doesn't feel right after you eat, maybe it's time to rethink it. You know yourself best. Oh, and don't be afraid to talk to your doctor or nutritionist. They can give you personalized advice to fit your needs. So, there you have it. For foods doctors say to avoid or cut back on after 70, processed meats, sugary drinks, white bread and refined grains, and high-sodium canned soups. It's not about giving up everything you love. It's about making choices that help you live longer, feel better, and enjoy every moment. Aging is a gift, and I want us all to make the most of it, whether that's dancing at a family wedding, traveling to new places, or just savoring a quiet morning with a good book. I hope you found this video helpful. My friends, if you did, please give a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Share it with someone you think needs to hear this, maybe a sibling, a neighbor, or a friend. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. We got tons more tips coming your way to help you live your healthiest, happiest life. Let me know in the comments what's one food you're thinking about swapping out, or what's your favorite healthy recipe. I love hearing from you, and I read every single comment. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep shining. See you soon.